Guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Cities Skylines. We're working on the new town that we started in the last part, which is sort of just me building randomly last time. So this time, I thought we'd dedicate a good 20-minute time lapse to this. That's right. 20 minutes. If you want to skip it, you can, but we do a lot. We build up this town quite a lot. We also actually end up building a high-speed rail out here, which is pretty cool. So that's the sort of second half of the time lapse, I think. But that's pretty cool. I tried to make it as decent as possible, but we'll talk about it more when we get there. So I really wanted this to look good, and I think a lot of the just default zoning and stuff, like even what we did last time, I think we have a good starting point with like the layout and all that, but just like the way the buildings placed in this game by default, they always seem way too far apart. They seem like, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. So I think by placing like a lot of this manually, I think almost this entire area is actually placed manually. So it's pretty good. I think it looks really good in the end anyway, so let me know in the comments. So I'm kind of just building out the major roads in this area because I got to sort of figure out where they're going as well. Because we got this like weird section here where we got the highway running above, then we got the sort of rail bordering us in, so then we sort of have to go around this way. We got this tiny little, like, I don't know, like I didn't really plan... I'll be honest. I didn't plan very well for the rail being here, even though, we built this whole place from scratch, like last episode. I haven't planned well for the rail. Like, we don't have any good rail crossings, so I sort of had to retroactively put them back in there later on. Oh, look at that. I was just like, no, that road sucks. Let's do it again. It's like, nah, that road sucks. It was too close to the rail, I think. Oh, by the way, when I was building this, I don't even know if I've mentioned it yet on the channel. I might have. I don't know. I think I've mentioned it in live streams and that. When I was building this, I was watching Air Crash Investigation. Great show. I think it's also called Mayday in like the US or something like that. But I found like a season 1 to 17 DVD collection. And I was like, I have to buy that because I love that show. Like years ago, I used to love watching that show so much. And then occasionally you find like some episodes on YouTube as well. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to get all of them. And then anyway, so I was watching it while I was building this. So, it's kind of weird. You know how like when you hear a song and it like brings back memories of when you were originally listening to that song? Watching this time lapse is bringing back memories of the episode I was watching. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Oh, classic. Oh, good times. I don't know if that's the right response to that show, but sure. No, anyway, I don't know if that was completely irrelevant. So the other thing I was trying to do here, so we got the passenger rail line there. And I was like, we need to use that because I don't want just one passenger station. So, because we're going to have like a local rail line in this sort of town, or like, I guess it's not even really a town. I guess you could probably consider this place a city because it will be built up. Like, if you look at the area, we're planning on sort of filling in most of this space, most of the flat land. So it'll probably end up being like a small city kind of space. So that's something that's important, is having that sort of passenger rail line coming through the area. And yeah, so you can see like I've sort of planned out all these roads here, and then we're getting the rail coming back in. And then, yeah, even down here, I don't know if I'm entirely happy with that bridge. I kind of just left it there in the end. Like we've got that sort of bridge that goes up and over and around. I think I might change that. But the thing is, none of that area, like everything over from this point here to the left, I'm not really focusing on this episode. I was sort of just building the main roads. So I got kind of a look and feel and kind of an idea of what we were going for. But we pretty much just fill in that little area now here on the left. Like this section here, we basically fill this in. That's kind of it. And then we also build the high-speed rail. So we're sort of focusing on this area, trying to detail all this up. I did like a little bit of zoning, and then I also just sort of mostly placed the rest of the buildings. Because there's like there's a lot of spare space you can see right here between like the highway and the houses. So I was like, I reckon we could probably get a park in here if we use move it and then sort of just drag like a road end to it as well. And that's exactly what I did. So I got like these 3 parked in the area. Like I said, this whole space, this is supposed to be like the nicer neighborhood. This is supposed to be good. And someone actually described it really, really well in last episode. They're like, it's kind of like in Parks and Recreation where Pawnee is kind of the crappy town. So that's our original place. And then we have Eagleton, which is, what is this place called? Autumn Heights, I think it's called. Autumn Heights, which we should probably name properly at some point. So this is like the nice town. This is where like everyone wants to live. They want to be in. Actually, so what I did with the high-speed rail, so I downloaded like a high-speed rail asset and a high-speed rail train. I just picked them randomly. I didn't know what was best, but I'm not changing the rail now because I'd have to rebuild the whole thing and remove it, so no. But we can always change the train to a different asset if you guys have one that you think would look cooler. I just chose one randomly. Like I was just like high speed, enter, and then I picked one. I was like, cool, that'll do. So if there's any good ones like on the workshop, high speed trains, Let me know any assets because we'll get that and we'll swap it out. I haven't added the high-speed rail or the train to my asset list just yet because I wasn't sure if I wanted to finalize those yet. So I'll put them in the asset list when we're like, yep, those are the ones. So yeah, anyway, the thing I did with that is I built the high-speed rail network going directly to the downtown area, which I was like, it has to go there. We can't just stop the high-speed rail at the airport because it's like halfway down. That's like the other end of town. So I took it took ages, by the way. I took it all the way down to the city center, and we put in that skyscraper. What was it, like the John something? I don't know. Whatever that monolithic skyscraper was. I built up a little bit of the downtown as well, but like I said, not really focusing on the other areas. We're mostly focusing on what we're doing right now. So I was trying to make this place look really good. But when I put in the high-speed rail, I was like, I kind of want to, this is where it's going. So I want to know that this is the area it's going to. So I built it up a little bit so we got an idea and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is kind of what it was. Like I was trying to build, so this area, I wanted it to be a little bit more built up because it's right by the river. Like there's a little bridge there. I thought it was quite a nice little space. And we got the highway there as well. Like obviously all these houses like underneath a highway. Not an ideal location to live. Like it's a nicer town. But it's still not like great. Like you still have this highway running over the top with like the entire region's traffic flowing through it. So, you know, take that as you will. Like that's neither here nor there. So yeah, a lot of the time I'm trying to find these houses that sort of slot in together. Drinking tea. It's like the biggest pause. Yeah, so I was trying to find like all these buildings that will fit in perfectly, even though they're actually technically overlapping in the lots. Like I think it just looks so much better. Like when you sort of fit them in, like there's so much space there that something could fit there. Actually, having said that, I think I just put trees there. That's something else I made sure to do is put plenty of trees. I made sure to vary the trees as well. I think I mix them in, with this like sort of base game tree, which is more yellowy, which I thought gave a little bit more texture and variety to the trees than just being that same one green tree color. Those trees look good, but I think we need a little bit more variety to make it look a little bit nicer. And then I was making sure that we had a lot of pathways connecting everything up, and then it made sense because we got the train station over there, which is still our existing low-speed rail. So I actually keep that whole train line in. I guess we didn't really have to change much. We didn't have to remove much anyway because it was a pretty standard train line. So we keep that in, and we keep the sort of slow-running train in there as well. Because I was like, that's kind of important. And here's the thing. People actually still, after I build a high-speed rail, they actually still use both rail lines anyway because they both go to different locations. They basically go to opposite ends of Detroit City. So it actually works out quite well in that sense. And I guess you could also think of it as maybe the low-speed train's probably a lot cheaper. It's probably, obviously it takes longer and all that. Now I set I keep talking about the rail. We're not even there yet. But I set the train, I think I set it to 320 kilometers an hour. Because I think that's when I read the description of it, I think that's what it was set as. But it almost seems too fast. I think it looks too fast. Because I did I looked at it first person, which I don't know if I'm going to show you guys. Because while I tried my best to make it really smooth and gentle, most of the track is. But then when you go to the transitions into tunnels, they're really dodgy. I don't know. That's just the game. I couldn't smooth them out anymore. So they kind of don't really work that well. And when you're going 300 kilometers an hour, it's just whoa, okay, you're probably gonna kill a few people there. I love doing all these little neighborhoods like this. Especially sort of smushing these houses together. And all these houses look like they go together. It makes sense. Because I feel like the game is always just I'm just going to put whatever house fits in this zoning tile. It just doesn't have any sort of sense of neighborhoods or anything. And then obviously we have a few more. We have sort of the more apartment block style things. I figured as you get closer to the train station as well, that would sort of build up. So we sort of have these two little built up areas, a little bit by the river, a little bit by the train station. And then the rest is all sort of lower density housing that sort of fills in the middle, which I actually think looks pretty decent. So I was okay with that. So I also got to figure out what we're going to be doing with the cargo line because obviously that train track there is what was planned to be a cargo line, but I actually completely disconnect it from the rest of the track. Well, not really. It's connected, but you have to currently go through the passenger station to get to that line. So I'm thinking we might even end up removing that rail entirely, and then we wouldn't even have to worry about the overpasses. We'll have a look when we jump into the game at the end of this, but I'm not really sure. We'll see how we go. So a lot of nice little houses. I think are we doing some higher level houses? There's some nicer houses in here. It's not all entry level, and not all of the main road is regular commercial. Some of the main road I do houses on as well, which I know don't typically do, but I have actually done it in some places. I think here I do some little sort of townhouse kind of things because it's like that makes sense on a main road. Sure, why not? And I also rebuild the highway connection as well because we mentioned last time that was really dodgy, and I knew it was going to take a little bit of time, so I don't even think I recorded rebuilding it, actually. I think I kind of just did it because I was like, this is going to be boring to watch, even in a time lapse. I'm like, this is just going to suck. So I kind of just did it. Yeah, I really like this area. I think it came together really nicely. And you can see like all the roads sort of flow together. All the houses look like they make sense in the positioning, and they're all like really neatly packed together. And I think that's what made it look pretty cool. And what I really liked about the aesthetic of this area is the way it sort of all fits together like that. And then, as I said earlier, I'm going through and putting plenty of trees in here, so it actually feels like it's alive. Especially because this area is supposed to be nicer than the other space. Oh, yeah, this is when I was like, oh, yeah, I should probably figure out how to get rail overpasses. And I was like, what if I lower the rail, then put this over, then put it down? I'm like, it still looks too steep. I was like, it's still not going to work. It's just not, it's just not how it's going to happen. So I ended up doing this. I'd like demolish this area, put a giant road in here, which I got to be honest, I'm not happy with. I think I might go back to what I was saying before of just moving the rail, because we're not even really using any of that rail yet where this bridge is, so we can easily just move it and adjust it. So I think that might be a better option. I mean, for the time being, this is what we've done. We've got this sort of overpass, and even the overpass is not really being used for much. We only use it to connect the road to the high-speed rail station, which we don't even really need cars to, because we do a pedestrian footbridge that most people use to get to it anyway. So it's kind of like not really needed any of this, but you know, we got it there, so we'll do something about it. So I think we're about to start, surely, the high-speed rail. Oh, I think I already rebuilt the road connection as well. I don't think we saw it though. Oh no, I was building another. Yeah, so this is where I built my other overpass, which is another weird little one because I was like, I kind of need to fit this in. And oh yeah, and I don't have a small 4-lane road. Because we're not using networks. No, we're not. We're not using network extension, so I don't have like a 4-lane road anymore. Obviously, we have the 4-lane road that I made for the industrial area, but that I don't want to use that here because that looks completely different. So I was like, well, I got to use the asymmetrical 2-in-1 lane. So this is this is obviously another main road. We're going to basically fill in this whole area here. This is what I was talking about. It's basically going to be like another little city area. So it should be pretty busy, pretty populated. Again, it probably won't be anything more than medium density. Like we might do a few skyscrapers here and there, but probably keep it pretty low for the most part. And I was making sure to do the highway connection sort of off of this main road, so we don't just dump a bunch of traffic onto the road that's just trying to pass the connection. So that sort of goes there, and then I connect it all up here. I don't think really anyone uses this yet. It's mostly just there for later. So I'm hoping we can get by with only 2 highway connections for this whole area. I don't know that we will be able to, but we shall see. We shall see, because we got one all the way on this end, and then we have one all the way on the other end. I think, well, once we build up this area, this will definitely be the more busy one. But currently, everyone's sort of jamming their way into the other one. And then, actually, the other one got really busy because we only had this sort of 1-lane road. We had that huge avenue with the trees and all that. It looked really nice, but it was only using the 1 lane. And it was just building up with traffic because there was a bunch of people trying to get in and turn. And it was just like, we had to expand it as well. So it's actually a 2-lane road now because it was just like, couldn't fit it otherwise. Yeah, so we sort of just, really simple interchange. Really nothing special at all here. Like the easiest one to build possible. And then we're sort of just continuing this road around the back. So we got that rail in the middle, which I'm not sure what I'll do with it because I think most of it probably has to stay there, but we can probably move it further back from the roads. So at least it doesn't look, because the thing is we can't sink it down because we've got a river there. Because that was my first thought. I was like, oh, I'll sink the rail down. I was like, well, no, we got a river running like right there. So there's no way we could do that anyway. Oh yeah, so this is where we finally start the high-speed rail, which I've been talking about. I don't have a custom station. I just use the sort of default one, which I was like, yeah, that's probably fine, whatever. So it's there, and then this is the track. I was like, okay, we need to really... Here's the thing, like, everything I was trying to do big, gentle, really, really gentle curves, really, really gentle, like, ascents and descents, and so making it, like, basically, you got to make it as gentle as possible so the train can go as fast as possible. That's what I was trying to do. And in some places, like this section here, obviously it's a giant curve, and it is going up or like down, depending which way you're going, quite a lot. So I actually I did speed limits in some areas. I think I set this to like 100 kilometers an hour. So coming through here, it has to slow down to 100, which is still pretty fast, but I mean, I think it makes more sense than going 300. When it was going 300 around there, it looked ridiculous. So basically, I was trying to get this rail to go like all the way across the highway here, which I think it looked okay in the end. Like, this is the easiest way to do it, is have it sort of curve around really gently and then have it sort of go over this highway as gently as possible. And I think it worked out okay. I don't know how realistic it is, because I don't know if it's too steep for rail or whatever, but I was like, as long as it looks good in the game, I'm happy with that. Now, obviously, this map is so hilly. So just building this, like, we had to build all these tunnels everywhere to make sure the tunnels are level and flat all the way through. That one I just built completely wrong. I was at a complete angle. I was like, all right, let me try that again. I was like, let me try that again. So we did a bunch of tunnels, and then I was trying to keep, and then there's a bunch of bridges as well, which building this thing was so difficult. it was so difficult to build this thing all the way through here. Half the time, like, it would just automatically decide it wanted to build a tunnel, even though I was setting it to like ground placement mode or like bridge mode. It's like, nah, I'm just going to build a tunnel anyway. So then I was like, I had to deal with all that. So you can see like through here, we got these huge like spanning bridges, and then it did this weird tunnel like I was talking about. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and no matter what I did, it just wouldn't do it. So I had to like level the land first, because like I didn't want a tunnel there. The tunnel was way too small to even consider. So I was like, let's just level it. So you just cut out the land. It just makes more sense that way. So it cuts through there. You can see like I'm trying to keep it as smooth and flowing as possible throughout this entire thing. And then again, we get another lovely little tunnel. It was like a whole process of just this. Like, count your blessings that you don't have to watch me do this in real time. And then this is when I was like, where do I want the station to go? I was like, okay, I have to get all the way to the other side of the city. Like, what's the point of high-speed rail if we just stop at the airport? Like, there's no point. This is going to go all the way through. If you want to go to the airport, actually, there's no easy way to get to the airport. I should probably create a stop. I was like, there's no, because I was about to say, you can get the other train. The other train doesn't go there. Maybe we could do like a branch maybe coming off the high-speed rail that sort of stops there as well. Maybe have a different line. Because I don't think we really need to stop. I think really the downtown and then the airport are probably the two stops that would be the most important. So maybe I might actually add a little stop there as well. Because even if you stopped at the airport, then you could transfer to the sort of, I guess, local train network as well. Like this sort of passenger line that's running down below. So you can see this is basically what I did, was sort of bridging across these little valleys, going tunnels through the mountains. I think it's really cool. And I think it actually turned out really well. I think the worst part is probably the connection to the downtown area, because I had to go under the river, because I don't think there was any way that I could really do a bridge across the river, because it's right in front of the cargo airport. Like, we already have a big bridge on one side, which would, theoretically just be a huge issue for the planes, because we already have this big bridge. If we did a bridge on the other side, then it's like, well, you can't even really land anywhere. Like, if both directions just have this giant bridge, why do we have an airport there? So it's like, okay, we have to do a tunnel. So once we do that, and it's so hard to build good tunnels in this game, and that's why I was like, I don't really want to show the the high-speed tunnels in this network are not great. Like, these ones are fine because it's just going straight through the landscape. I was able to get those to work pretty well, and then it's just the one that goes down was not ideal. Like, you can even see on some of these clips where I'm like looking underground, they are pretty level. This is where I was like, how do I get over there? And where do I want the station? So this is where I figured out, it's like, okay, so I'm going to put the station in, then we're going to have this giant building, whatever it was called. I keep forgetting what it's called, but we're going to have that building here somewhere. So that's where the high-speed rail will go. I was like, okay, sorted. That's where that's going. Then we're getting the John something. This building's going there, the big monolithic structure. This is the headquarters of the company that owns everything in this disgusting city. And then basically the idea is they have a high-speed rail link to the nice town, and they live there. And they live in the nice town. So they jump on the high-speed rail right next to their building, and then they sort of go straight on like that. And it gets there like that. It's really, really cool. So like I said, I built up a little bit of this area, not a lot, because I was just kind of getting a general look and feel. I was making sure that it worked and sort of made sense. Obviously, this building is going to be way bigger than anything else, because no other buildings in the game are that big anyway. So there's always going to be this huge like height disparity to that building. But I was like, that's fine, as long as we have some other taller buildings nearby anyway. Yeah, so this is like the tunnel here. Like, even this corner is still pretty sharp, especially for like a high-speed train going through here. So, and because it has to go so far down, and then it basically comes up through the mountain as well. Like, it's just a whole thing, and it doesn't look great when you ride it in first person. I can tell you that much, but I think for the most part, I'm like happy enough with it because we can't see it anyway. So most of the rail looks good, I think. So we just do a nice gentle curve there, which is actually not that gentle. I think I lower the speed limit on that curve because going 300 kilometers an hour around that corner is not really possible. It's pretty sharp. So I think I do a speed limit there because it looks a little ridiculous when the train went there. So I was like, all right, let's just slow it down. And then we sort of just adjust this little road so it all fits together a little bit better. Because it was just not. It was sort of running into the rail, which is, slight issue if you're crashing into the rail. And then we have the whole thing there. So let's go ahead and jump into the game and check it out. Hello, people. Let's skip the time lapse if you did. So here's what we did. We built up a little bit of the downtown. Having tax issues because obviously these are like sort of high level buildings. We're taxing a lot, but anyway. So we decided to put in the main headquarters and skyscraper right here. You know what? Let's jump into this view. Main headquarters and skyscraper right here because I feel like it's near the cargo airport. It's near all this sort of industry, but it's still like in the downtown area. It's not too bad. And then we have this new addition, which is our high-speed rail network, which connects up to our town. So this high-speed rail goes down underneath, comes through here, through the mountains. You can see it sort of coming through all this area here. I think it's really cool. I really like it. Comes through here, comes around here, goes all the way, follows the highway, comes through the tunnel, up here, and then eventually ends up down over here. There's a bunch of people waiting for it. And then so basically we also built up this little town area as well, made it look a little bit nicer than it was before. And I think it's starting to look really, really awesome. I think this looks like really good now. I'm really happy with that. So that's basically what we did. That's all we did. It just took ages. Where is the train? I don't know, because it goes really fast. Hence the name Highspeed Rail. I want to see if I can find it, because I did do a custom speed. Problem is, it could be in a tunnel anywhere. Is it over here? Nope. It's somewhere on the rail. Okay, we're going to have to find it. Okay, we're going to have to see if we can find it. I was like, there it is. No, that's just a subway. Okay. Train. High-speed rail. How many people are waiting for it? It's actually almost full on that one. Oh, it must have just left the other place. I think must have just left. Like, that doesn't look like a long distance, but it's across the map. So here it is. Hang on. Can I get out of that view? So this is like, we're going normal speed right now. Actually, I think I slowed down this corner here. That's why it's going a little bit slower. And then through here, we'll go maximum speed, I think. Yeah, because I was like, that corner looks way too like steep, or not steep, way too sharp to be able to go full speed. So here you go. Like, this is pretty good. Like, if you look at it, so the cars are going like 110. This is a train. It goes like 300 or so. I'm like, look at it go. It's beautiful. Nice gentle corner. Now the problem is, so I did actually download the, hang on, the first person camera. Oh, oh, hang on. I need to, oh, that's annoying. Because the train's going backwards. Whoops. Because the train's going backwards. I need to adjust the, X offset. Just do that -10. Sure, that'll do. Oh. The problem is, like, so this high-speed track that I downloaded, it's great out here, and the tunnel entrances look cool, but then the tunnels don't join properly, and then it's like shadows, like weird shadows in here. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty cool, I guess. Anyway, so as we come out of the tunnel, you can see the train actually does slow down a little bit. It's a bit of a... Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about in the time lapse. There's like parts where the transition between tunnel and the outside don't work really well. Also, I need to get a mod to remove these because I just realized that this is all floating above it. There's like no like, what do you call it, catenary or whatever it's called. There's nothing holding up the wires. We should probably just remove them. It'll look way better. Anyway, so it sort of comes in here, nice and gently rolls into town. There you go, beautiful. That is the high-speed rail. So this is just a train I downloaded something, KTX and some rail, I don't know. Cool. Right, so I did actually want to add a little bit of a addition to this because I was like, in the time lapse, we're like, we probably should have a stop here because that seems to make sense. Like, why would we? And if we add a stop to the high-speed rail here, then it also, you know, connects up to like the local passenger line, so they can get anywhere in the city. They could also get the subway if they want, which is somewhere. Where is the subway? I think if they get the train to here. No, the train to here. Where is the next stop? To here. Where are the subway stations in this city? Aren't they over here somewhere? Oh, there it is. Okay, so they'd have to get the train to there and then get the subway. I mean, it's possible. All right, so anyway, here's the thing. So that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to connect that down. And I think we'll use the same station because I don't think that this train is going to go any further. I don't think. So this is going to go, I guess, up. I don't know, like So we'll obviously do like a speed limit on this. Now, do I want it to go both directions? Because we could have a train connecting up both locations. Which I guess would make sense, wouldn't it? Like, why would we not do that? So we need to go up to 10 meters. Okay. How do we do this gently and in enough distance? Because this is not... That's not going to be enough distance to be able to get here and then also turn around. I mean, maybe, actually. But then I have to go the other direction, too. That's where we run into a little bit of an issue. What if we go here? Go to 5. It's pretty sharp. Okay. Do that, maybe. Whoa, okay, yeah, nah. See, that's the way you run into the issues. So I tried a lot of stuff. Ended up just settling with this because it was literally the easiest thing to do. It's not the smoothest, but that's just how this game is. I mean, like, there's that... Oh, whoops. There's only so much you can do. That was not one of them. Like, there's... Like, that's as good as it's going to be. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up a high-speed connection from... Let's make sure it is actually on that side. From there, and then this will go all the way up to this station as well. And we might as well stop on the other side. Why not? Oh, hello. To the other side. There you go. Beautiful. Then we come back. So then this one just goes straight to here. And I guess we will also set it to blue. I don't know. Maybe a different shade of blue. There you go. Look at that. It's like sky blue because the train is going to fly. They're beautiful. We'll just add one because that's probably all we need. Whatever. I'm not going to name it. Okay. So then that should... I guess the train should spawn here, right? Yeah. So then this... Let's see. So this should also go... the same speed, like, well, once it gets up here anyway, around this corner. So it does this... That almost seemed like it went too fast up there, but sure, whatever. It comes up around here like that. You know what? I might even do like a manual speed limit here. Let's even go like 50 through here, just so it's like not flying off. There you go. And then comes through like that. Beautiful. And then it will sort of rocket down. Look at it go. It's going nice and fast. And then I'm wondering, we should probably do a high-speed connection from here and then actually go to this station as well. Because that'd be good. Wait, you have no power? Oh, I think we're running out of power. Oh. Wait, how's that happening? Is it because we're not generating from these? Again, as per usual. Those are usually my overflow. Where did I put the nuclear plant? Oh, it's over here, isn't it? Does this not produce enough? It's only 467. Huh. Really not enough power. What about ocean thermal energy? Wait, how much does this produce? 480. Wait, how much is this? That's only 640? I mean, we could just put another one here, maybe. What if we just stacked these up and got a couple of them? Is that dumb? Or should we do it? I don't know. Well, we definitely need more power. I just want sort of like, kind of not great power production. Oh, so I've already built a nice little fence around this and everything, but I feel like we should probably... I think we should just do it here, because we've already got a bunch of space. Let's go on the ground, please. Don't snapping back on and all that. There we go. So we'll just come through here. We'll fix up the fence and the road and all that whenever. Alright, so this is going to go here. So this will, you know, that'll help. That should be good. Power! There you go. Beautiful. Alright, so that should fix that. Right. Yeah, so then we should have a high-speed rail connection coming straight down here too, I reckon. So what's this one doing? 232. It's still not filling out, which is good. That means we don't need another train on that line. But what we'll do... We're going to get Express Airport. I feel like we probably should have a subway stop here. I think I might... I'll put one... I mean, we've got to probably put it like here or something on this road right here next to it. It's a little too close to those two, so I might actually just move that one to here and then just not have one in this section. I think that'll just make more sense because then it will be a good connection for everyone. So that's going to come down here. I guess that will also stop on the high-speed platform because it just makes sense because the other one is the other train. So that'll go there and that will come back down this way as well to here. So now this is going to be obviously that train there as well. And then we're going to go for a different blue. What if we go for like real deep blue? Oh yeah, that looks good, mate. There you go, train line 6. Right, so that's an express to the airport now. So we got two. We got two high-speed rails that go straight to the airport, which is good. And then we have the one that just goes straight past. So basically, we have sort of a whole connected network now, which is cool. I like that. I like it. I wonder how many people are waiting to go to the airport. Oh, actually, I think we've just killed the original high-speed rail because the new one, the new one is getting way more people waiting for it. Huh. So this goes straight to the airport, and this one is way more popular than the old one now. Oh, okay. I guess because the thing is, there's probably more people that want to go here and then just connect through the city than there are other people that want to go all the way to there and not connect anywhere. That's probably why. I think it'll get more popular as we go anyway, so we'll just go with that. All right, so let's fix this subway as well while we're here. So, I think, well, we've got cars parking. I guess if we just do it the other side of the road, probably just here somewhere. Let's just do that. That should be okay if we just sort of adjust. Here's what I'll do. I'll just connect it, and then I'll connect it, because I just want to move these before I disconnect the other bit. Alright, so then we can get rid of this. Sorry, you gotta go. That goes there to there. And then we should just get rid... Oh, no. Not that. Get rid of that tunnel. And then let's also just get rid of this. We've got to basically just rebuild this section. Probably this whole track here, because it's just not facing the right way. So go there, we'll sort of curve out and around. This is atrocious. We're not going to be doing that anymore. That's like the worst curve I've ever seen now. Alright, so then we should be able to just go from here. Wait, is that got a little... No. From here. Look, it's not ideal. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think... Oh! Okay, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay, if that's what you're going to do. You know what, actually, we might need to sort of... I might actually follow the road here a little bit, because we got this sort of land there. Where it is sort of coming up. No, hang on, let's go freeform. Because if we went here, it'd sort of level up the land and be above ground. It wouldn't really make much sense. Actually, if we just stay like that, and then we should just be able to do a big curve around. Beautiful. We might have to intersect... Oh, no. Oh, we do intersect the tunnel a little bit, though. But... whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that goes there, and then... You gotta get this guy to come, I guess, probably to here, and then sort of curve back in. And that should work fine. Yeah, I think, well, this makes more sense, because we're trying to turn this into like a little transport hub anyway. Right, so then that should just update itself. I mean, I could move the stations and make it update, but it should just do it itself. There you go. Beautiful. All right, so now this is here. So everyone will use that. They can transfer very easily over to the high-speed rail, and they can also get to their, what is this? The John Hancock Center, which is right here. Also known as the HQ. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. You know what? Let's just call it that. The HQ. Yeah, in all capitals. That's just what it is. Okay, so that's there. We got that connecting through there. Obviously, we need to build up this area more. Like I said, that's something that I still want to do. Most of this episode was the rail and the... How many people are on this? 2. Not a lot of people go that way. Not a lot of... Most people using train line 5... which is cool. And then that's our local passenger service, which actually might need more trains on it. Here's one here. How many trains do we have on this line? We have 2. I think we just... Oh, I guess we don't need more. Because it's like, yeah, you have to wait, and it's quite busy, but like, we don't actually need more trains, because they can handle the capacity really easily. Wait, what? Where the hell are you coming from? What the hell is this? Oh, I know what's happening. Because we connected it to the region, so we're getting regional trains coming here. No intercity trains. Whoops. That's what's happening. And it's probably also... Did I disconnect this one too? No. That's what's happening. And no. There we go. Yep, so we're getting regional trains coming into this place. I think... No, that one's fine. Yep, okay. All right, so we fixed that. Okay, cool. So... Let me know what you think in the comments down below if you like the new additions. Now, as for so here's what I was talking about the cargo rail, because obviously this line here is the cargo line as well as the passenger line, the old passenger line. I'm thinking maybe what we just do, because it comes down this way. I don't think we really have much room to branch out. I guess we could sneak through here, but I'm not a fan of this bridge here. I don't think. I'd rather it just be level and then this rail go somewhere else, and then this is sort of I don't know. Like I got to figure it out. Because I think we'll still do the cargo like port down here. Seems like the best spot. I still do need to get the mod that will allow me to just build the sort of line up to here, so then we can actually place them here. Because at the moment we can't. But as soon as we can do that, that'll be good. And then we'll sort of build up this whole area here as well. And then basically this sort of autumn heights or whatever we end up calling it will probably take up most of this space here. Like that's kind of it. Maybe a little bit this way. I don't know I don't know how big it will get. That might be it. But we'll see how we go. Yeah, until then, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.